She's super close.
Okay.
For what she's wanting. There are very few that can meet her there. She has full recollection of divine secret communion. It doesn't look like your earth communion.
What does it look like?
You should remember. It's what's being brought here and anchored now, and she'll be part of that. Right now, her work and her focus is to complete this. Her frequencies are needed. Her light and her focus is needed to the completion. And it's close. And simultaneously, as we're completing, she will begin to open to recognizing those who can meet her and those who can't. There are many who can't. And the more she empowers, she'll be able to discern clearly.
Okay. And this work that she's doing, what does that look like? What does she need to keep doing?
Her internal work is very busy. It's simultaneously in so many. What do you say? You say. Timelines. Her multi-dimensional aspect is at work in every now moment. And it's really beginning to accumulate in her power now, which is what the plan was. So she's on track, and we need her to stay there. As little as catching a thought as you practice, as many of you enlightened awakening practice every thought, keep catching it as it goes. Your scenarios in wake state, your situations, how you respond, how much can you pull from your heart, every single word, every thought, every deed. It's major work for this planet, and it's only a piece of what you're doing.
Right. She asks if her DNA is upgrading, why is she still aging?
It's upgrading, inside out, for sure. It's not necessarily relative to the aging process, especially immediately. Timelines are still being chosen, and there's much undecided. And she still has not made a final decision about some things. If you look at her, we're doing the best we can. And we're not doing so bad, so she needs to be appreciative.
I think she looks great.
Tell her that.
I just did.
Okay, yes, you did.
She asks, how can she reverse the aging that has occurred thus far?
Actually, that can be helped at when she is on her regimen of her daily yoga practices and her super clean eating. And her rest. She needs to rest well. Although I hear her complaining, how am I going to rest if you always put me to work? She needs to sleep a lot to go to work. But if she does those practices as she knows, she sees visible changes, and she will maintain the body vehicle in a youthful state if she just gets back into that. And she's yelling, you got me doing this and that, and she travels a lot, so she gets taken offline. I hear her. She knows I hear her. We're just saying that at every opportunity. You guys, you take care of the body vehicle as best you can, but if you can do even better, you'll see the results of that.
Okay. Is there some energetic injection we can give her now to help her a little bit?
Well, she just laid on the crystal beds in Arcturus. She went through the multiverses of experiencing the frequencies. So I guess we can give her more, but I think she's okay.
Let's give her some more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll call upon the DNA code that lets the collagen and the vitality flow. If you touch her hand, you'll get it too. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
She asks, is it necessary to do decrees to change and upgrade her DNA?
At this point, it's a good idea for her and the construct you're in. Your words reinforce everything. And that is still a belief of hers, so the answer for her is absolutely yes.
Okay. And what are these decrees? Does she know what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've instructed her. She has received some. She has many, yes.
All right. She asks, how long has she agreed to stay in this incarnation?
As long as it takes.
Well, that's not very good.
And that's all we can do.
Okay. All right.
You should know better, Mr. Todd.
I'm just asking Nicholas
I
questions. I know what the answers are before we get there. She asks, has she ever had contact with off-world beings in this incarnation?
All the time.
Okay. And do you want to discuss any of them?
Well, she just did. She just had a party with them during the session, so there's that. It's a pretty regular thing. She wants, like all of you in these bodies, to have the absolute physical experience. So if she's asking about that, when she says she has seen ships, she has in fact. She is seeing the ships. Will she? I believe she will.
Okay. Soon?
As soon as is for you.
I'm not looking for any ships. They're going to have to come land on my forehead before I recognize them.
That's what you tell yourself.
Okay, so the other question, she asked if she's ever been taken on a ship.
We can't tell her that.
Why not?
We can't tell her that.
Okay. All right. She asks if she's ever been a dark, negative player.
It was part of the strategy.
Okay.
For many of you.
Right. So the answer is yes?
Yes.
Okay. Was it longer than her player as a light positive worker?
No.
Okay. All right.
It just affected her more.
Okay. Has all of that been cleared and balanced?
It has.
Okay. She asks if she's a volunteer.
And then some.
Okay. The information so far has led us to that direction, yeah. She asks if she's a grid worker.
She's really still asking these questions. How about you answer that for her, Todd?
Well, I know that she is.
Okay, thank you.
I can see it. She asks if she's a cleaner.
Absolutely. We just took her through that, so that I can understand why she asked, but that's why, part of why she was shown.
Okay. And the discussions that we had about how she's cleaning people, was that appropriate?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess we don't need to go any farther on that one.
Yeah, I'm showing her. You've discussed it and you're aware. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Save the health stuff for last. Hold on here. She asked, does she still visit the councils in dream time?
She does. We make sure she doesn't remember because she's been through a stretch recently that what you all have to do to anchor in, you should not be aware of and remembering your dream time work.
I used to, and then it stopped. Is that
yes,
the
it
same?
stopped for most of you.
Okay.
Many of you, I should say. Many of you.
Is that because it can be read later by a negative? Or?
Well, that, excuse me. That and honestly, the work that you're doing here simultaneously in wake state, we can't overload the physicality. You're still in physical form. It still has to run the energetics, the magnetics. It's a lot for the physicality, the brain, the heart, all of it. And while we're trying to upgrade the DNA, it's just, there's too much going on for this physicality to deal with. And that's for all of you.
Yeah, I know. It is a lot to take in sometimes.
It will compromise, and it's not worth it. We've done that before.
Yeah. She asks if she has ever visited Source.
Of course she has.
Can you take her there now? And have her describe it, or have you describe it to us while she's there?
As close as she can get, there's the white, super, unexplainable in words, energy. And for her, there's a, how do I say this? It's almost like gold, but it's not gold. There's no word for it. Hue. And I'm putting her face up to it, but she's been here, so she gets to be pulled in to her brain's going to translate. She gets to be held in the bubble.
In the barrier that protects her from the overpowering energies?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And she can feel to her it feels like what you describe as death. A euphoria of nothing and all, and the most pure. She's saying the word pure for her is really important.
Yeah. Pure energy.
Yes.
Yeah. So we want her to be able to reach this state in meditation when she's meditating, that she can come back to this location and re-experience this when she requests it. Can we do that for her?
Yes.
Okay.
She's crying. She wants to cry, so let her just release it.
Okay. You let me know when we're ready to continue.
She's just releasing. Okay.
All right. She asks if there are any other aspects of her existing in other cosmic locations.
I'm not sure. Have we not shown her this, or?
Other fractals that might be playing in the games while she's here incarnated.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what she's asking.
Yes.
How many?
What we can show her? We're showing her 21.
Okay, that's very good. That's impressive, actually. Very good.
She sometimes goes in places she's not supposed to.
That's what we do.
Yeah. She's actually asking the question. She didn't write it down.
Okay, what is it?
She got kicked out of the 32nd dimension.
And why?
Yeah, she wants to know why. Because she was going to mess things up.
In what way?
Her frequency wasn't in resonance there.
She wasn't high enough. She wasn't at a high enough elevation?
It wasn't that.
Did she carry imbalance?
At the time she tried to go in, she did.
Okay.
She was going to bring something in and introduce it that she would have regretted.
Okay. Okay, so she understands why she wasn't
Now
allowed.
I'm showing her.
Okay.
She just didn't understand before.
Okay, so it makes sense to her now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we need any more information?
No.
Okay, all right.